Hello, everybody, and welcome to First Ring Daily. I'm Brad, he's Paul. This episode is brought to you by Cloudberry Labs. Go check them out for all your goodness and backup and ransomware protection, because that's what they do.
You know where we aren't, Brad?
Where?
Venice.
Kind of looks like it, though.
Kind of, until you squint a little bit and you realize you're in a mall.
I'm looking for an Auntie Annie's. I want to go get some pretzels.
We're going to be judged by some future civilization. They're going to find us lacking, and this is going to be the reason why.
Well, this is going to be their bombing turf, I believe. It's in the middle of a desert.
Target practice.
Although it is raining, because...
It has to rain sometimes.
Yeah, didn't work out so well. All right, Paul. CES day whatever.
Day 1, technically. Day 2, if you want to look at it like how long we've been here. Or day infinity, as I think of it. Suffered through a little bit of traffic.
Yeah.
A couple press conference type things, media events. Tom Warren.
Yeah.
It's been a day of suffering.
There's just a lot of stuff, but honestly, there's not a lot of meaningful stuff. Like, we looked at the new Dell 15-inch 2-in-1. Looks great.
It does look great.
Unfortunately, they put that carbon fiber on it, which I
like, but yeah.
I don't, because it's going to show the grease and oil from your hands, unless you wear white gloves.
And if you're wearing white gloves, you should get the white one, because there is like a rose gold white version of the XPS 13.
And the white version, I actually think will hold up much better long term. So I'm actually...
Interesting.
Yeah, I actually am more optimistic about that one than the carbon fiber version.
Yep.
And so then Lenovo's got the new kind of like, it's like the Echo Show, but it's the Lenovo Google Assistant version.
Smart display.
And
Nice.
then,
Two versions, I think 8 and 10 inches.
Yep.
200, 250, if I'm not mistaken on the prices.
We also looked at the Lenovo Mix 630. I actually put a video up of that. And it's another Snapdragon machine. They're all pretty much cookie cutter, it seems like, at this point. There's nothing too much differentiating.
Well, I mean, they all have their own design, right? So the Lenovo device looks like the Surface device, actually, but it looks like a Lenovo, especially the keyboard. The HP looks like an HP. The Asus looks like an Asus. But yeah, I mean, from a specs perspective, I think it's fair to say pretty damn identical. Battery life is identical.
It is Gen 1.
It's okay.
So they'll need time to differentiate. Pricing was $799, does that sound right? For entry level?
And it includes the keyboard cover and the pen. Which
is a good thing to mention, because it's a higher price point. That was the first thing that I pointed out when they said it, was like, but if it's the all-in deal, and the battery life is really what I want to see, because they talk about you take this thing, throw it on a couch for a week, pick it back up right where you left off.
The Lenovo Daydream standalone VR headset.
Yep.
Pretty cool, with positional sensing built into it, just like Windows Mixed Reality.
Yep.
Except based on the Google VR platform.
Yeah, and I actually just used it maybe 10-15 minutes ago. Very impressive. It's a lot like the HTC Vive, the first gen, but without all the wires. And it's honestly pretty dang good.
Yeah, no surprise there. Didn't say the price on that one.
No, we don't know the price yet. What else is going on? I don't know. It's still early. We got Dell and Lenovo. We played with some HP stuff yesterday. Oh, you can go check out the site too. I did a quick hands-on of Alexa on the PC. And it is basically, just think of the iOS or Android app, but on a PC. It doesn't really interact with the PC, but HP, was it the Wave computer?
Yeah, the Pavilion Wave, I think was the name of it.
Yeah, they built it in, the microphones in that. You can talk to it. It works. I mean, it's Alexa on the PC. I hope that they bring it to other computers, but,
that'd be them. Of course they will.
Yep. So, anything else you're seeing today, Paul? Anything you want to point out?
We have various meetings still today to conclude.
Yep.
Obviously, I mean, across the board, there's new stuff. ThinkPad is revving their X1 machines, as they do every year, and those look beautiful, as they do every year.
Yep.
It's hard not to be a little cynical, because it is kind of the same stuff over and over again. But it is very interesting to me too that the big PC companies like HP and Lenovo, and Dell to a lesser degree, but certainly the big two, are really pushing into non-PC endeavors, and it's kind of exploded this year. I mean, there's been a little bit of stuff every year, but it's really interesting kind of watching that stuff out.
Yeah, the only other thing worth mentioning, if you haven't done so yet, I know Paul wrote up an editorial, I wrote up a post. Microsoft outlined, or at least a high-level look at the performance hits you're going to get with the Spectre and Meltdown security patch vulnerability, or the patches, essentially.
It's not good.
And so if you're basically running anything older than a Skylake or Kaby Lake, you're going to notice some stuff. Like they specifically call out intensive I/O applications, which is input/output, but anybody running Windows Server, you're going to notice it on any processor, they said. And so they weren't releasing benchmarks, which to me is actually more alarming than anything else. Because if they were like, you know what, it's 10% across the board, that's it.
It's not 10%.
I'm leaning with Paul. I think that there's going to be certain application workloads where it's going to be pretty significant. It wouldn't surprise me in the server. So if you're an enterprise side of things, definitely be watching your peak performance. Watch where this performance spikes happen, because you might be running into capacity issues post-patching. And if you're saying, well, I'm just not going to patch, that's not really an option anymore.
Yeah. This is going to be exploited any second now.
This is a big deal.
Yeah.
So,
the key takeaway from that Microsoft thing to me was that they actually admitted that they now support 45 discrete Windows editions, right? And so that means, Windows 10, Home, S, Pro, Enterprise, and whatever else across all of the different versions that they support. It's not like there were 45 different versions of Windows, but my God, you can sort of understand why they want to get people on the same, the same product. It's just like a nightmare matrix of support issues. Very, very difficult. So that was kind of interesting.
All right, guys. Well, that wraps it up for today. We're going to keep putzing around. I want to write up the Daydream stuff. Paul's probably going to eat some more sushi. And
probably.
He ate a healthy dose of sushi.
Is there an unhealthy dose of sushi? Actually, I've done that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is.
All right, that wraps it up today, guys. We'll catch you right back here tomorrow on First Ring Daily. Oh, and go check out Cloudberry Labs. Almost forgot. Click the link in the sponsorship spot below. Give them some love. We'll catch you guys next time.